access the Dragon Lord Charlotte Castle, they will need to create a bridge via an item called the Rainbow Drop. And there are 3 essential items required to obtain that Rainbow Drop: the Stones of Sunlight, Staff of Rain, and Erdrick's Token. We'll get more into that as we get things moving here, because we are underway.
All right. Actually, we might not be underway, because I'm seeing in IRC something about a false start, so I don't know if we're actually going to start or not. But I see wings in the first 3 chests.
Yeah, I see the wings, the death necklace, and the magic key, and it looks like we have the spell of return as well, and hello, swamp.
Ooh, swamp seed. Everybody loves those, except me, at least if I'm running.
Oof, and right off the bat, AmazingAmpharos running into a Magiwyvern and getting sent back to the castle. Now our players will be searching for those aforementioned items while fighting enemies one at a time to gain experience and levels to get stronger, as well as getting gold to purchase weapon, armor, and items in helping their quest. And
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Has actually walked out of the castle without using the wings. So unfortunately, won't be able to check out the boxes in this treasury, which is a magic key, fairy water, an herb, and a silver harp. So not the end of the world here, but yeah, Itstoearly is going to have to find some. Excuse me, he's going to have to find some keys here.
Yes, as that magic key being utilized and not quite working out in AA, using the silver harp to bring up a wizard.
And does it have low enough hit points to defeat this wizard?
Well, he's using Hurt as Hurt and Return, 2 of the spells that were acquired early on here. Our players can acquire any of the 10 spells pretty much at random, although they are guaranteed to obtain all of them by level 16.
Indeed, and this wizard, he's got enough, 93 points, so he's going to at least get 1 level, if not 2 or 3. Let's find out how many. Oh my goodness, 22 power. We're definitely, how many spells? 2 spells out of that for 22 power. And heal more. Oh my goodness. So, I don't think this is going to be a 3-hour seed here.
We see that the skeleton has Stop Spell and also packs a punch.
Alright, let's try this green dragon. He's not terribly powerful.
But powerful enough. If you can't get him here, that is going to send him back to the castle at the cost of half of his gold. Itstoearly, meanwhile, getting a little bit of exploration and finds a knight in the desert. And that knight has Dragon Lord Breath.
Yeah, good game. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's what we call overkill. So Dragon Lord Breath deals something to the tune of 66 to 75 damage, something like that. Unless you have Erdrick's armor, which... town!
Cuts it by a third, and we have found coal.
So, 1 of 4 things can happen. You can find the armor, you can find the token, you can find the fairy flute. Oh, he found the armor! Oh, okay.
Well, that is a nice advantage for Itstoearly. And now taking a look at what is purchasable, and a very inexpensive flame sword at the cost of just 114 gold. Now that flame sword has 28 attack power and is the 2nd strongest sword in the game. Normally, in the vanilla version of the game, it costs 9,800 gold. But here, it's just 114. Pretty decent discount.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Now, as far as the items that you actually need to beat the game, I referenced them briefly earlier. Now, the Silver Harp, which AmazingAmpharos has, he'll be looking for a cave somewhere on the land to trade in for the Staff of Rain. The Staff of Rain is one of those 3 items, and the other 2 being the Stones of Sunlight, which is searchable in a treasure chest, and Erdrick's Token, which can either be in a treasure chest or in one of 3 searchable spots, although one of them already being found here in Cole, so we know it's not there. It could be somewhere on the overworld, or it could be in Hawksnest.
All right, so I have to quickly come in and say that 2 things. Brilliant play by Itstoearly. He has sold the death necklace in order to get the... Well, I was going to say get the... Oh, yeah, he got the flame sword. So he's going to... Burgundy's going to talk about how the death necklace works in a moment. But meanwhile, Ampharos picked up a ton of experience, and he's also picked up Hurt More.
Oh, wow. Well, meanwhile, Itstoearly dispatching of a skeleton and is able to go up a couple of levels here about 5.5 minutes in and is going to jump up to 3. Now, as far as the death necklace, it is a cursed item, which if you go back, well, you won't be allowed back in the castle once you don said cursed item, either the cursed belt or the death necklace. But in the case of the death necklace, what it also garners you is an additional 10 attack power, but at the cost of 25% of your maximum hit points.
Oh, look what AA's found. He's found the bonus cave. And
like a cave that has a torch.
Yeah, that is, yeah, what a bonus there.
Only slightly random enough.
Okay, Druin got deleted from the map there by Itstoearly.
And 171 experience for a Droll Magi.
Oh boy. I definitely think right now AA's got the early lead, especially as soon as he goes north. The throne room has been checked. That's a question from Jay Coper in chat, and there was no gold there.
Yeah, so far no gold across the board here. Oh, the treasury was checked also, and there was no gold there either. And Itstoearly sees the plethora of spells that come from level 4. The treasury, Jay Coper, had an herb, the silver harp, fairy water, and a magic key.
Yeah, so even though Itstoearly used the key, even though he had the wings, it's not going to hurt him too terribly.
Yeah, as the catching up process is not very... I mean, he's not far behind, as you can see here, already jumping up to level 6, and is trailing by about 366 experience points, which, I mean, that's potentially 2 enemies. So this, yeah, the Spectre is giving 235, and that's already going to vault Itstoearly up to level 7.
So that thing about AA having the early lead, yeah, did I say anything? I didn't say anything, right?
Well, now it's definitely evened up in that AA has the access with the keys, whereas Itstoearly, while he doesn't necessarily have keys from the early utilization of the key, not realizing he could use the wings or the return spell, Itstoearly finding Erdrick's armor in Cole. Now, AA, if he heads north and sees Cole, that would certainly negate that advantage. But in the meanwhile, Itstoearly now taking an experience lead and going up to level 8.
Indeed, and where's he gonna go now? Oh, just gonna go rest for a little bit. As AA goes down once again to a magician.
And those deaths being the difference have allowed Itstoearly to catch up. And oh wow, look at that town in the swamp here, and it is Hawksnest.
Oh, I definitely would try to find out who the monster is, especially since you have Hurt More.
Hurt More, and I think I saw Heal More as well.
Exactly. And how is this a true gold? Yeah, it's pretty much a true gold man. All right.
Minimal experience and a lot of gold. Not as much gold as in the standard game, or actually Probably more so in the vanilla as opposed to the standard vanilla randomizer.
Yeah, one of these days that Goldman is gonna say 6 experience and 255 gold, and we're gonna be like, McGrew.
Yeah, not random enough.
Okay, Werewolf is the boss.
Oof, and
Yeah,
Hurtmore
looks-
not having any effect.
Well, not quite. It's only the first try though. I would give it 2 or 3 or 4 times.
Ooh, and Slimes with Dragon Lord Breath.
Well, that's pretty common with a slime and randomizer, let me tell you. I mean, it's getting to the point where we're screaming not random enough there. As there's the Hurtmore hit. Wow. That is the absolute minimum experience you can gain at 4, as Itstoearly finds nothing. And the gold is next to the minimum, virtually.
Now, what that means as far as Hawk's Nest having an empty spot, as AA now finds Erdrick's armor. So that evens things up in terms of the armory, and in a way gives a pretty decent lead to AA, is now able to obtain a flame sword.
Yes, I agree. AA definitely has a significant, but by no means insurmountable lead at this point.
Oh no, this still has the potential to be very back and forth, as AA now going to go into Hawk's Nest and go after the werewolf and find out the disappointing news across the board.
Ooh, Snowman gives a lot of points.
Yeah. Metal Slime going down to Hurtmore, and fairly decent. And another level here. 19 hit points, very nice.
Yeah, it's very much needed because, I mean, you only had 53 at the time.
That'll definitely help matters. Now, with the Hawk's Nest spot being empty, that means that of the remaining items, Erdrick's Token and the Fairy Flute, that one of the 2 of those is going to be in the Overworld spot. So we are going to have some coordinates. Meanwhile, Itstoearly has found Breckenary. Good old Six Town. And leaves just as quickly.
Yeah. Not much with his air, it didn't seem like, so. But soon AA is gonna find all those towns, so we'll see if AA can capitalize. Yeah, large shield for 4,700. That's a bit expensive.
A little bit. I'm sure they'll hold off and try to see if there's a silver shield elsewhere. Meanwhile, Itstoearly, going after a wolf, and the wolf has Dragon Lord Breath, but that Erdrick's armor able to knock back the damage by a third. And another level here for Itstoearly. He's already up to level 10.
Yep, so AA's got, well, now he's got a 296 experience point advantage, which is about to be reduced. But, so I'd still say he's got the advantage here.
As you can see, this is extremely back and forth. I mean, it could be the early decision to utilize the key in the door, just perhaps from familiarity, that could be the difference, as AmazingAmpharos able to look for and explore a lot of the different areas just simply by having that key and having that access to be able to buy more keys. So that access and exploration, that is a huge advantage for AA here in the early going, and we're not even 15 minutes into the seed, and both of our contenders are at level 10 already.
Well, I tell you what, Itstoearly. He's finding a good job finding all these towns, and there goes AA's advantage.
He'll be able to buy keys now.
Yep, that's it. His advantage is virtually wiped out.
Meanwhile, AA has found Garenham. Oof, and a small shield for a little over $1,000.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
Got a bridge for you as well there, Game Boy. No. No, the small shield in the vanilla version of the game normally 90 gold. So definitely not a value at over 1,000. And meanwhile, we've got in Garanham's chest, we've got the torch, we've got a magic key, and we've got an herb.
So 3 more useless guys. So this has been a thing with this tournament. Like 70% of the seeds, plus or minus, Erdrick's sword has been in Charlock Castle, and the odds are quickly rising that it's gonna happen again. Although there's still plenty of treasures to pick up, but big bucks from Itstoearly over in Remulder is. That's not Erdrick's sword. That's what we're looking for right now, pretty much.
And meanwhile, AmazingAmpharos in the Tablet Cave, which doesn't have any enemies to encounter, but there is a free treasure chest at the end of the trail.
Nothing was found in Remulder as far as the weapon shop concerned.
And a torch for the tablet troubles.
Man, do I love those torches.
So as Lavkeem pointing out in chat, if there is a silver shield, the only town that hasn't been found yet is Cantlin, where there are 3 weapon and armor shops that might have it available.
Itstoearly discovering that a rogue scorpion probably isn't the monster he wants to kill, with only 19 experience.
Now it seems like as far as experience goes, the Spectre is one of the better ones to go with.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say right now it's the grand prize winner.
Oof. And rogue scorpions packing a punch, and then some.
Yeah, it's also very agile. Excuse me.
The Staff of Rain Cave and quickly exited and realized, wait a minute, I have the Silver Harp. I can go ahead and trade this in now. So turning around, he has, and the Staff of Rain is AA's.
Well, unlike Itstoearly C last just a few days ago, this Wraith Knight is incredibly weak over an AA side. That is the magic of Chaos Mode.
Yeah, things looking very, very expedient here in the early going.
Yeah, that's the thing with Chaos Mode, is as soon as you are able to kill that first monster, you're pretty much on your way to flying.
Ooh, and a Star Wyvern, that might actually be the grand prize, given 249 experience per kill, just 6 off of the maximum.
Yeah, and AA killed that with a hurt more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got that going. So now Itstoearly's going into the treasury, getting the, well, I wouldn't say good news by any means.
Well, the Silver Harp's in there. I mean, that's essential.
Yeah, I would consider that neutral news. I mean, you've made progress, but really, eventually you're going to want to find Erdrick's sword.
Well, neither of our racers have, but this gives Itstoearly the opportunity now to explore the places that AA hasn't. And as I said, that really evens things up here. I mean, the only difference between the two, apart from a mere pittance of experience points, as that's been going back and forth this entire time, is the Staff of Rain has been acquired by AA. But otherwise, I mean, you're looking at, what, 108 experience point differential?
Yeah. I mean, as soon as Itstoearly finds the Staff of Rain Cave, and it didn't seem like that was too difficult to find. I mean, we're virtually tied right now.
Yeah, this is even. It's, dare I say, it's too early to declare a winner. Somebody had to say it.
I have some commentators we can, anyway.
I'll fall on that sword.
All right.
And chat is apparently banning me. Oh,
No, you're not banned. Come on. That's cruel. Cruel and unusual punishment.
oh God. Our streamer OPT lawyer saying he's muting the commentators.
Wait. So I'm being muted? Okay.
Guilt by association, apparently.
Well, dude, I mean, It's Too Early is about ready to kill a Spectre here for bajillion points. Meanwhile, we have Fun Police with Hurt More. Fun Police acting like the Fun Police.
In a strange sense, and it's been a pretty lengthy climb to get from level 10 to level 11.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see how many points it was to the next level yet, or maybe neither of them has died to it yet.
Oh wow, 254 for a poltergeist.
Man, the peanut gallery is being cruel here today.
Who would have thought I'd cause such an uproar? Meanwhile, AA with a 207 experience lead and taking out a metal slime for another 64. So as far as exploration, I mean, we haven't seen the mountain cave, nor have we seen Garen's grave. We haven't found Cantlin as of yet. And therefore, we don't know where the coordinates are as far as the overworld search spot. And I don't think we've seen Sherlock either.
Now, the chances are very high that this is all in the second continent. The new map generation has it so to where typically, not always, but typically, you're going to have two continents, and they're connected via the swamp cave, which hasn't been found yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, and I do see a little bit of a cutoff of an aquatic sense over on Itstoearly's side. And since our heroes can fight monsters and slash, but they can't swim, apparently, they have to find other means to get around.
Yeah, I asked High Spirits a while back, because I think he plays virtually all the main Dragon Quest series, and was like, has there been a time where the hero actually swam? And the answer is no.
And question from OPT Lawyer in chat, and I actually do have the answer to this right-handedly here. The fastest seed in this tournament, I can't speak to previous ones, but this current one, unofficially would be the tie-dye guy who had 59 minutes and 10 seconds, but that was utilizing fast text. The non-fast text fastest seed was done by McGrew finishing at 1 hour and 46 seconds, so just shy of a sub hour. Oh, and there were speed hacks. Okay, Ryu. I knew there was fast text. I didn't know there were also speed hacks. I haven't messed around too terribly much with that.
Yeah, before 2.0 got released, speed hacks was both the fast text and the speed hacks where all the music was sped up and monsters showed up instantly. But in version 2.0, those options got split, so they're just two different options. And
yes, Ryu noting in chat as well that he had bested Ryu's time by just shy of 2 minutes, actually 1 minute and 57 seconds. Otherwise, Ryu would have had the fastest time.
All right, well, it seems like this seed is going pretty quickly, so we better take a second to introduce our runners before we get to before the end game sneaks up on us. So we're going to start with It's Too Early. Player on the left. It is his first ever randomizer speedrun tournament. Doing a great job, though. As we mentioned about 25 minutes ago, major upset of Tristal back in round 1 just a couple of days ago. He's dabbled in speedrunning Mega Man 4. That's a great game. That's really all he's got as far as that's concerned. But he mainly streams the rhythm games, which is specifically Poppin' Music, which one of the Bimani, back over in the Bimani series. But every now and then he does casual playthroughs of classic retro games every now and then. And then as for AA, he's mainly a Zelda randomizer guy and is pretty good at it, if I recall. I don't have his results off the top of my head, but he's also a dev with Link to the Past randomizer with the entrance shuffle. I know he's very good at that randomizer. AA's experience with Dragon Warrior is just limited to the randomizer. He's literally never played vanilla. But that's totally fine. He defeated Sparkover in round 1 of this tournament in a pretty good race there. So there's our runners, folks.
Time too, defeating Sparkover. His time 1 hour 23 minutes and 31 seconds as compared to Itstoearly's 1:50:22.
All right, big bucks, whammy, and a key.
And not exactly what they're looking for.
Well, unless the large shield just happened to be 3,693 gold, or the silver shield, excuse me. Okay, here's level 11 after like a couple thousand experience. 1472, but a new spell, and it is, well, we don't know yet.
We'll see when he goes to the spell menu.
So that's the fun thing about Chaos Mode, is that the experience levels are totally randomized. J. Cobra observing that it took a while for the level. It's like sometimes you get 2 or 3 levels straight away, and then other times it takes 2,000 points. There was a race with Angry Larry where it took 5,000 points to reach a level. Angry Larry and Azrael Ravenheart, which was crazy.
Yeah, that one was certainly interesting. The differential about roughly 14 minutes between level 10 and level 11 for AA, getting it around the 12-minute and change mark versus 26 and a half minutes in for level 11.
All right, so we have 2 bonuses remaining in the... No. Yeah, 2 bonuses remaining in the grave, and then we still have yet to find the mountain cave. I see there is a cave on the other side of this river here, over on Itstoearly's side.
And noting in chat as AA is getting the exploration in Itstoearly, pretty much holding serve in terms of experience, only trailing by 168. I'll make that now 20 at the moment.
Yeah, now
it's only about a minute behind in terms of gaining a level.
Now, we had a observation from Z-Ban about how Itstoearly does have Repel, possibly should use it. I would say yes or no. Yes and no. J. Cobra's coming in with a disagreement with about because low power does not mean low XP, like this Spectre here, you know, weak as all get out and gives out 235 points. The thing with the Repel is that, oh, there's the jerk. It doesn't have the token of the staff yet. Anyway, the thing is the Repel is it's a little bit bugged right now. Normally it just takes your strength and compares it against the monsters. No, wait, I'm sorry. It sees if you damage break monster strength, but it actually looks at the vanilla strength, which is incorrect. So it's just something we have to look at. But it's all good.
AA going deep into Garen's grave, and I will admit that I missed what was in the chest in the middle of the grave.
Well, we're gonna find out right now. Oh, it's, well, a big bucks whammy-ish thing.
Oh, and we have a Sharlock sighting.
Uh-oh.
And could this town perhaps be Cantlin?
I don't know. Well, yeah, you know what? I want to say it is.
And AA retaking the experience lead, and we have Cantlin found.
All right. Now,
Three
where's
different
that
weapon
silver
and armor
shield?
shops. We've got the ability to look for the coordinates here. There's a lot of opportunities abound.
Not checking out the shop behind the magic key yet. There it is for 5,352 money, which is just enough for AA.
So AA now with the best shield in the game, the best armor in the game, and the second best sword. And look at those coordinates, 76 north and 25 east.
Ooh, I'm thinking that's princess time.
Or once Itstoearly gets there, it might be Guimon time.
Yes, that's true, because Itstoearly's using the princess. Princess is gonna save Guimond.
Oh, and yeah, as pointed out in chat, because we have found the Erdrick's armor in Cole's search spot, and because Hawkness's search spot was empty, that the overworld would have to be the token. And let's see what Itstoearly has found. He has found the Tablet Cave, where you will see a torch at the end of it. I believe we have a I'm educatedly guessing that we have a second continent, but the Swamp Cave has not yet been found to officially determine that.
Yeah, that's true, but it's I mean, even if that is the case, there's probably a good chance you're going to be saving the princess anyway.
And Itstoearly is going to acquire the Staff of Rain. So yes, by process of elimination, the Stones of Sunlight are going to be in the Mountain Cave. So it's a matter of whoever finds that.
Like what AA just did, I think.
Quite possibly, and
Oh, nope.
oh, up to NG bringing up a good point that the overworld item could be the fairy flute. So those lengthy coordinates could just lead to the flute, or no, because the flute can be in a chest, but the token cannot, right?
No, the token.
Or no, the token can be in a chest.
In a box as well. So it is still possible for the token to be in the mountain cave.
And we have found the swamp cave, and AA is looking for a princess and has to get through a red slime, which isn't as easy as it would be in a normal game.
No, not at all. It looks like the red slime's got about 60, 70 hit points. It was worth some decent XP, though.
Not too shabby, all things considered, and no, it is Princess Gwaelin. I know somebody was asking, at least, is it Zelda? And I don't know if that's programmable or not. I'll leave that to the more technical folks like McGrew to answer.
I can answer that. Yes, that is programmable because uh-oh, he's gonna find another red slime here, but he actually could run from this. Anyway, yes, you can change the name to Zelda, but I mean, we'd have to find a way to make it 7 characters just to be fair to all the players.
Okay.
That's why when you're the princess, you save Guimond.
Zelda with 2 exclamation points, says Ryu in chat.
There you go. There you go. Actually, we've been talking about this in chat about how we could possibly rename all the equipment to Zelda-specific equipment. So we'd have like the red ring and the blue ring and magic sword and I don't know, make it up, you know?
And now the different suggestions just coming in chat. Meanwhile, as I said, the experience differential, I mean, it's gone back and forth so many different ways. And AA taking taking the princess on a bit of a tour.
All right, Itstoearly has found the grave. Going to be very disappointed with all the boxes in this cave.
And a Drakema running away.
Well, that's a little bit more appropriate at this level. I still say AA's got the lead only because clearly it's too early searching the grave, and if that is, I mean, everybody would say that would be the correct play in this case, but EA's found more caves and stuff like that, so found the princess. Still not using the wings. Interesting.
Well, I guess he figured that this time, since there is still so much to explore and it took so long to get to the swamp cave, and because there's not a whole lot left to explore, why not take her on a bit of a tour?
Yeah, you're right. I just thought about that when you started saying that. As there's the return because AA's explored that continent, it looks like. So, time to save the princess. It looks like the item's going to be on this continent.
Oh, that certainly could be a possibility as well. But since I don't know if that was the swamp cave south that was there, or if that was possibly the mountain cave, but either way, running low on MP, seems like a good time to take the princess back and give it another start here. Okay,
Yeah,
and catching up on what I missed on, so apparently the 2 chests deep in Garen's grave were just a lot of money.
Yep, that's right.
So yes, the Stones of Sunlight are going to be in the mountain cave.
But will Erdrick's sword be there, or will it wind up being in Sharlock for like the 87th time this tournament?
Which is amazing considering there have only been 11 matches so far. And Knights with Dragon Lord Breath.
And Stop Spell. So I'd say that's evil, except they have Erdrick's armor right now, so Erdrick's armor just says no, Stop Spell's denied.
And AA able to pull away a little bit here in terms of the experience. Now about a 650 experience gap or so.
A little bit of a risk hurt mooring that rogue scorpion that was dealing some 24 damage to AA, but got away with it. But for only 19 experience, I don't know if, well, I guess the problem is the rogue scorpion had a ton of agility, so it is still a bit hard to run from him.
And that certainly does make for a challenge, as Itstoearly coming back into Cole, perhaps for a bit of a respite. A little MP recovery.
Right now, AA, while we've been talking, now has an 800 experience lead here.
Yeah, and has been pretty efficient in terms of taking out enemies as he's been traveling along, and is now only about 421 experience away. Or, yeah, experience away from level 13. And is also lingering in the vicinity of where the overworld item is. And is 67 and 22, so he's going to have to go 3 more to the east and 8 more north.
Yeah, you're counting that out now. So it turns out that it was on this continent. There's the token. Okay, now all he has to find is the jerk cave.
And the stones of sunlight in the mountain cave.
Ryu does have a... Oh, I'm sorry. Ryu does have a point that AA does also have the advantage of the death necklace if it's required. Although I would still defend Itstoearly's use of selling that death necklace to get that flame sword early on, because he didn't know what monsters were available to knock out, so...
Although I saw that Itstoearly was working on buying some keys, and I knew that the silver shield was 5,000 something. I was hoping he wasn't buying his way out of the shield, but no, with about 300 or so to spare, is able to acquire the silver shield.
Yeah, that was almost exactly how much money AA had left when he bought the silver shield. Well, minus the discount.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the silver shield giving 20 defense points, and in the vanilla version of the game, it normally costs 14,800 gold. So for 53, 52, that's not a bad discount.
We had an indication from our tracker Lavkian of exploration, and I believe that... Oh, shoot, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Itstoearly picked up the silver shield about 10 minutes behind AmazingAmpharos. So I would say that's how much of a lead Ampharos has in exploration. And we also have to count the 1,100 experience lead Ampharos has right now.
True, as Itstoearly closing in on, but not yet at level 12, whereas AA is roughly 200, a little over 200 in experience away from hitting level 13. Actually, I think down to 196. So I think what it's going to come down to at this point is who is able to most efficiently register the deaths of the enemies. Who's more efficiently and swiftly able to take them out and gain that the most experience in a quick, expedient fashion.
I wonder, there was a zone pretty close to... There was a close zone close to Tanagel that had specters. I wonder who joined the specters in that zone, and if they were worth a ton of experience as well.
Well, there's another 235, and that is going to send AA up to level 13 with 21 response speed.
And 19 power. Whew.
Man.
That's a level. I don't know how much strength Ampharos has right now, but it's getting up there.
And noting in chat, yeah, the Stones of Sunlight are the only unaccounted for item, and we do know that it is in the mountain cave. It's just a matter of where in the cave and where the cave is.
Alright, so Itstoearly's going back. I don't know which town going back to, but Itstoearly does go on to level 12.
Yep, and it's about a 9-minute differential from when AA got to level 12 versus Itstoearly. It was about, actually almost 9 minutes exactly, about 36:18 to 45:20 for the level up.
So right now, it looks like we have both runners just trying to find particular locations. So I'm going to take a second and mention that we do have one more race going on this evening at 10:30 Eastern. Captain Green and Asriel Ravenheart. One person's going to move on to what I think we've called the Erdrick's Advancement races. And the other one is going to be out of this tournament. Now, that person will get a third race still, but he will not be able to advance to the bracket phase. Whereas in this race here, both players are 1-0, so if you win, you are moving on to the bracket phase. If you are not, you are going off to the Erdrick's Advancement race, so there you go. That's what's coming up soon.
And we have a whole slew of matchups over the course of the next 6 days, 11 matches in total. And I believe 7 of those have been scheduled and 4 still have to be scheduled.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Including a biggie tomorrow night. It's going to be 2 of the most experienced, or two of the veterans of Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournaments going against one another, as you have Jackamus taking on High Spirits.
Yeah, that's good. That is going to be a really hype race, but I mean, there's another, and they're both 1-0, so one's going to move on to the bracket, the other one's go off to Erdrick's Advancement. But I mean, there are some runners that one would typically think they wouldn't be 1-0, and the 2 people I'm thinking of off the top of my head is oh, where's the challenge? It's the Sea Wolf. Who is the other one? The Sea Wolf and Janice Zeal, they're both 1-0, so they're going to go against each other. One of those 2 are going to move on to the bracket phase.
And Janice already certainly getting, not exactly getting paid by the hour, but having enduring that marathon, as AA has found the mountain cave.
All right, so we have 5 boxes here, and we're going to find out if Erdrick's sword is going to be required in Sharlock again.
But Janice, as I'd mentioned, enduring that 3 hour, 7 minute, and 47 second. And no, the Erdrick's sword is not in Sharlock. It is in the mountain cave as well. AA with the Erdrick's sword.
Well, I think AA's probably going, not again. He doesn't have to say, not again, as AA just destroyed that Warlock. Warlock's been a bit annoying this seed, I have to say. There's the Fairy Flute as well. And the Stones.
And the Stones of Sunlight, so I don't even think there's a need to go any further and get I think everything that needed to be acquired is acquired.
Yep, then there's...
there.
Oh. Yeah, you said what I just said. Yep, the statistics are there. 80 dying strength. Not a lot of experience to the next level, so he's probably going to go ahead and get that next level. I'll also note that the agility is pretty low, and it's pretty tough to run away from monsters in Sharlock anyway. Oh, Itstoearly. It's also found the mountain cave, so Itstoearly has all that stuff now. Edric stored the stones, fairy fluid, the whole 9 yards.
And
but everybody observing he doesn't have
last item, and it looks to be empty.
That is definitely the official definition of a whammy.
That is accurate.
Fighters rings in Sherlock. Okay, everybody take your guesses.
Well, meanwhile, Itstoearly, as he's been getting the exploration in, is also caught up, is only about... He's cut the lead in terms of experience down to about 500, maybe 600 now.
But it's too early.
Plentiful enemies in the mountain cave.
All right, so Lord of the Synth now has 2 minutes in the penalty box. so there are now 3 in the box. I mean, we're gonna need.
I was gonna say our penalty's long since been over.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, it's too early. Still needs to get to the token spot, and once that happens, it's gonna be good to go, and then it's gonna be grinding time.
All right, here we go. Lord of the Synth, this one's for you. There you go.
All right. Let's see where AA is gonna go to get some points, because he's pretty much in go mode. So where is gonna be that spot that's gonna get AA the most points?
That is the question.
Well, I'll tell you what, the gold man isn't it?
No, definitely.
All of us always diss the poor gold man. Randomizer, Dragon Quest, Super Famicom. Probably the only time the gold man's praised is if the gold man's worth so much experience in Chaos, or you're playing the. You have to kill Goldman, so.
And Z-Man noting in chat that I have to play that now for every whammy chest. I don't want to overdo it.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It was great. Yeah, that was great for a one-time laugh, but we're not gonna. Yeah, we don't want to wear out the novelty of it. And AA back to the castle after acquiring the rainbow drop. Or as Ryu so eloquently put it in chat, he has collected all the things.
He's collected thing 1 and thing 2. Thing 2 and thing 1. Anyway,
OPT lawyer, don't tempt me. Get ourselves a strike.
Oh, there we go. I think... Okay, here's the next level. 14 for AA. Up to 92 power. Got some more HP, but it's not enough for a Death Necklace. So here's the thing. Dragon Lord has anywhere between 100 and 230 hit points. But the funny thing is about this Dragon Lord is that, he could know heal, and he could know sleep. Both of those are a maximum of 50% chance that one of those two is going to be cast. And here's the other thing. As I mentioned before, Sharlock is, on average, substantially harder to get through in Chaos mode than it is in the normal version. Especially now that the Golem is one of the monsters in the normal version. So, we gotta have that considered as well. And I believe AA's only got 10 heal more, so that's also a thing. I think we've got another couple more levels. We've got about 1,000 experience to go for that.
Yeah, about a little less than 1,300 for AA. Meanwhile, It's Too Early working on the metal slime, or the red slime rather, and getting to an even 7,000 experience. And is about to rescue Prince Guimon, but a wizard steps in the way and runs away. And is about to rescue Prince Guimon.
And Guimond is so happy. Well, so is McGrew, our fearless programmer of this randomizer. I'll take a quick moment to encourage everyone to follow our runners. Also follow McGrew. Also follow Ferran Burgundy. Ferran doesn't stream normally.
I contribute into the microphone for various commentary, including here in the DWR community, and very recently also branching out into Zelda 2 Randomizer, and apparently I'm working on, but it hasn't quite yet occurred yet, some Super Mario Land 2 Randomizer. I'm getting recruited for all kinds of stuff here on the Randomania networks.
Well, it's always appreciated for all those communities, for sure. So you should follow Ferran anyway.
It's certainly appreciated. I'm new to Twitch. I'm still learning all the technologies.
All right, It's Too Early's deposited the prince, got the prince's love, and it's time to march off all those steps to get the token, and then It's Too Early is going to be set. Now AA's found a really good grinding zone. I was seeing one with 254 experience. Oh, that was the one of the wyverns, I think it was. And then I believe the Spectre was there as well. So excellent zone. He's hanging out in the desert. That's a 1 in 8 chance of an encounter every time he steps. So, oh, there's a golem 169. So very good spot to get points here. There's the Magi Wyvern for, no, I don't know.
I think there was also a poltergeist that was giving 250 something.
Ugh. Drakey got dismissed for 104 hit points, and AA scored 104 experience points.
And now, probably about one enemy, depending on the enemy, away from AA getting to level 15.
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of monsters are wimping out right now. So it's slowing down AA's grind a little bit.
Now just 41 experience away for AA. It's Too Early, meanwhile, continuing to explore.
Yeah, probably getting pretty close to Eric's token now, but here's level 15 for AA. 4, 5, 5, and 2. Yeah, 10 heal mores. Dealing 9 to 18 damage? I don't think so. Maybe. Oh, no, never mind.
93 to the next level, so he's going to go right up to level 16.
Exactly. But if it was much higher, that would be a much tougher decision.
There's 235 of it right there. And there's the rest.
Alright, let's try this again. Oh, 9 power. Oh, but still, just 10 heal mores, which is gonna be difficult considering the potential dive you have. This, how much? 2686. Now, this is a much tougher decision to make.
2006. Ooh.
Well, let's think. AA now has 145 attack power, dealing 11 to 22, but still only has 10 heal more, so he's probably going to deal at most 200 hit points to the Dragon Lord, which odds are in favor of you defeating that Dragon Lord in time. Oh, but you don't know. I mean, if you dive and you lose a heal more or two, it's going to be a lot more difficult to beat the Dragon Lord. Again, it depends on how much HP the Dragon Lord has. AA is going to try the dive. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work. We're about to find out together here.
Well, Ryu noting in chat that perhaps it's too early, having a bit of trouble recalling where the Rainbow Drop Cave, affectionately known as the Jerk Cave, is. He's found the Staff of Rain Cave.
So far, AA 2 for 2 in running. So here's the thing about Sherlock. In the first floor of Sherlock, I believe the monsters get an agility penalty as far as running is concerned. I believe, if I understand the program correctly. But after that, the monsters have no penalty at all. And if you're running into this werewolf like AA does that has nearly max agility, have fun running. It's like 25% every time you run.
And Itstoearly working on a Wolf Lord. Not very plentiful in this case.
Yeah, Itstoearly needs to hurry up and find that jerk, or it's going to be bad news in about 10 minutes if the Dragon Lord's nice. Oof, 4 experience for that werewolf. That's brutal. Especially with all that agility.
And then on the other side, 5 experience from the Droll, but it's enough to get to level 14.
Okay, this is amazing. Spectres in Sherlock. So there's this complicated formula, and I'm not going to get into it because it's going to take forever to discuss, but basically the higher stats a monster has, the more points it gets, and if you're one of the top 10 scoring monsters, you're gonna have a good chance to be in Sherlock. So I'm very surprised that the Spectre's here, to be honest with you, because it has very few hit points.
Yeah, and a lot of experience points too. So that's something that, I mean, if AA runs into enough of those on the way down to the Dragon Lord, he theoretically could gain another level on the way down.
I guess maybe the Spectre is in Sherlock by virtue of the very high agility. That'd be my only guess here. Unless the Spectre had a special attack. Everyone in chat trying to help Itstoearly get back up north to find that jerk. But still, a lot of credit to Itstoearly. Definitely put up a competitive race. Still putting up a competitive race. I mean, we don't know what this Dragon Lord has in store yet.
Yeah, the Dragon Lord is the equalizer. I mean, we have seen some seeds where Dragon Lord 1 is a paper tiger, and then we've seen others where he's had extremely high HP and attacks for 70 to 80 hit points. So we've seen everything in between. And then Dragon Lord 2, I mean, if we have a seed like we saw not too long ago where it had the close to the max, the 228 hit points, plus if it has sleep or heal, there's a number of different factors that could certainly get Itstoearly back into this, including a heal-mooring wolf.
Darn wolf. Now, I would say this is a relatively easy monster to run away from, and by relatively 50, maybe a little higher than that. And the reason I'm saying that is because AA is dealing a ton of damage to the wolf here. But,
and it has Dragon Lord Breath.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
AA foregoing the Sharlock Treasury, not going to look for the Fighter's Ring.
Yeah, definitely don't blame him there.
Oh,
now, what I'm a bit
surprised. Oh, just able to get it down.
I don't know. Has Sleep been tried against this wolf?
We've got a question in chat. The resistance for the Dragon Lord and the Dragon Lord 2 form, are they the same in Chaos? The stop spell is randomized, but I believe the sleep and hurt resistances are the same.
I can answer that. In the first Dragon Lord, all the resistances are randomized, except Stop Spell is a bit special. Stop Spell, he's going to be very resistant to Stop Spell. It's between 11 and 15 out of 16 chance that Dragon Lord 1 will be Stop Spelled. Dragon Lord 2, Migru's written it here, Dragon Lord 2 has random Stop Spell resistance, but it typically tends toward being very resistant, not unresistant, so to speak. That is not a word.
We're just rolling along with it here. So AA using, I believe that was his last herb as he goes to the boss, and it's another red slime. And he one-shots it.
Alright, here comes the fun part. What does the Dragon Lord have today?
Alright, casting a pair of heals. Going to the 140 HP, not using the Death Necklace.
Yeah, I would.
He's a fool.
Yeah, he's officially a fool, and I do agree. Oh, hurt more, Dragon Lord, but dealing a horde of damage. That Dragon Lord's going down in a hurry. But not after hitting pretty hard. But gonna charge through here. 10 heal more. Is he gonna get picked off? No. Okay. But he only got one attack before his first heal more, but it's going to be a good chance that he's going to get a double attack here. And he gets one.
So already up to 48.
Yeah, 48 with 8 heal mores to go. It's going to be close if the Dragon Lord has max health, but he could have minimum health, and then he'll have a ton of MP left. We're about to find out.
Getting those damage rolls in the 20s will certainly help.
Another good chance of a double here. Didn't get it that time. We are soon going to find out if the Dragon Lord has heal. Dragon Lord heals for 20 to 29 and only casts it a maximum of 50% of the time. So if he's got it, AA can power through by simply attacking. AA's up to 170 damage on this Dragon Lord. Has now down to 2 heal mores.
how high is it rolling? Oh, another 11.
Maximum of 49 HP left. It's too early, reaching level 15.
And he's done it. Took 200 hit points, but AA is going to do it. He's going to advance to the bracket seed. And I'm going to quit stepping on Game Boy. Go for it.
Oh, no, that's okay. There it is. There's the dot done. Congratulations to AmazingAmpharos, your winner. And as Ron Burgundy said, moving on to the bracket stage, final time, 70 minutes, 24 seconds. That was a well-played seed by AA. We'll probably be interviewing him in just a couple moments' time as It's Too Early finally finds the jerk.
It's Too Early getting the news, and okay, is going to press on.
Yeah, It's Too Early did give a GG over in chat. It's Too Early is going to go ahead and get back to Sherlock and going to give it at least a good try here. Very fast time for the seed of 70 minutes. I think it was like the third fastest seed so far this tournament of non-speed hacks.
I believe so. I'll look at the numbers and get back to you on that. As far as the winning times, yes, that is the third fastest behind Ryusation and McGrew among the first rounders, although finishing faster, although on the runner-up end, you had BT with 69 minutes and 15 seconds.
I believe It's Too Early is going to go find an inn to refill its magic.
And I believe we have our victor here in the Discord chat, AmazingAmpharos. Congratulations and GG.
Thanks. I'd like to dedicate this win to the Silver Harp. I'm guessing that was a big leg up.
Oh, that's right. You killed the wizard straight away, did you? No, who did you?
Yeah, the very first thing I did as soon as I left the castle at the harp was play the harp, get a wizard, get level 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and It's Too Early instead actually used the key before using the wings. So he lost that advantage, so you had an early exploration advantage. However, he did find coal first and got Edric's armor like 6 or 7 minutes before you did, and wound up picking up a flame sword. He sold his death necklace to pick up a flame sword, and that's how It's Too Early picked up his first kill.
Yeah, I didn't feel like having armor and sword a little late was that big of a deal because I was gaining experience very quickly with Hurtmore.
Yeah, Hurtmore was learned very quickly. What was it, level 4? And Hurt was the first spell, and that's what got you through the wizard.
It was really funny, though, because you got the wings, but I never used them because you also started with Return.
Oh, you started with Return as well. Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't notice
first,
that.
We're right at level 1.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I saw Return and Hurt to start, saw the Swamp start, and I was like, you know, this is just setting itself up too nicely. But yeah, I did know there was kind of an out if you didn't figure out the harp as soon as I found coal and saw that it had, you know, the super cheap Death Necklace and the Erdrick's Armor, I'm like, yeah, you could, or the super cheap Flame Sword, rather. I'm like, yeah, you could probably muscle your way through. I have no idea what the Wet Noodle was supposed to be.
I believe it was the Magi Drakey.
Weren't those dudes worth, like, 12 experience or something horrible?
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head. All I remember is those specters were worth a bajillion points. The poltergeists were a bajillion points. I don't know what else. There was a bajillion monsters that were worth a bajillion points.
I didn't run into any zone that was super good. It was always one of the lucrative monsters mixed with some garbage. Because you also had a lot of garbage this seed. Everything in the wolf family was trash. Normal wolf was like 90 and was horrible.
Yep.
Well, Wolf Lord was worth like 5 points. Werewolf was worth like 12, and he had 1,000,000 agility.
Werewolf had
a great family of monsters.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Werewolf was only worth 4 points, the absolute minimum.
I didn't even know that 1 through 3 weren't possible. But yeah, so that family was bad. Skeleton was bad. Droll was bad. Druin was bad. There were a lot of enemies. Warlock was bad. Just, they gave very poor experience. They were just conveniently scattered around the world.
A bajillion monsters were also bad. so a bajillion and a bajillion is, I don't know, let's just add it up to infinity and just say all the monsters were either awesome or terrible, and there we go.
I mean, really the only 200+ point monsters I remember were the poltergeists and the specters. Like, there were a lot in the mid-hundreds range, or, you know, like, almost 100. So, you know, you had ways to level. I was just worried, though, if 16 wasn't going to be enough, that it wasn't obvious what the fast grind was going to be.
Yeah, when you play back this race on your Twitch later on, you're gonna have me asking that question as well, because, I mean, I wasn't too sure, because you only had 10 heal bars. Even though you had a lot of power, I mean, you didn't know what the Dragon Lord was going to do, and it turned out that Dragon Lord had, like, well over 200 hit points, but you were able to knock it out because you had all these hit points, and you had plenty of double attacks.
I actually felt like for my HP pool, and for, you know, my incredibly high defense, thanks to that Silver Shield, which I really liked being able to brawl by a Silver Shield at over 5k, but, that I got unlucky with the doubles, so if I'd failed that fight late in the fight, I was just going to buy 6 more herbs and go straight back, but I was thankful it didn't come to that.
Yeah, and you were knocking off specters. Were you surprised they were in Sherlock like I was?
I was happy they were in Sherlock, both because they were worth a ton of experience, and thus they were passive grinding if I needed it, and furthermore, they weren't dangerous. My heart sank on that bottom floor when a wolf showed up, because wolf was the most dangerous enemy this seed.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna steal a line from Final Fantasy Randomizer and say "roo roo roo."
Yeah, at least though I was able to just barely get out of all those wolf fights without having to cast heal more, so I could just herb up between fights and maintain my full stock of heal mores. I almost needed them for the Dragon Lord.
Well, we see your opponent in the 5th floor, and I've just discovered that metal slimes have sleep. Blech.
Oh yeah,
like
they
only
did
a time
have
penalty,
that.
though.
Metal slimes weren't that strong otherwise. They were a pretty pesky enemy. I was happy not to run into a lot of them.
What were the ones? Oh yeah, that's right. You were damaging the wolves. I was actually kind of wondering why you didn't run from the wolves. Now that I'm thinking about it.
In lower Sherlock, because if I fail to run, which is extraordinarily likely, I'm just doomed.
Yeah, we discovered that.
Breath, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We did discover that the wolves had like 40 some agility, so you had like a 3/4 chance to get out.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure. I guess I should have taken how much damage they took as a sign their agility was low, but like, at the bottom floor of Sherlock, your run chances feel so bad. It feels worse than running from red dragons in vanilla. that, like, against a dangerous enemy, I'm terrified to run because I'll just get stuck and I'll die.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you just never know because you don't know exactly how much agility a particular monster has precisely. I mean, you can only guess.
Like, I've never seen like a formula that says how the new tiering works. Like, I understood before if it's an armored knight or a red dragon, running's gonna suck no matter what. If it's any other monster type, you get some mercy. But, like, how does the penalty for the lowest floor Charlotte compare to that mathematically? Like, where on the scale is it?
Yeah, so, as I understand it, and I did write this down in the tutorial, but this was after the tournament started. In the overworld, all monsters are penalized 75%, so they only have 1/4 of their agility. In a cave, I think it's half. In the first floor of Charlock, I believe they have 3/8 their agility as far as running is concerned, and then after the first floor, they're not penalized at all. So, like, when you ran into those werewolves that had nearly max agility, forget running from, there was only like 25% a try.
But I'm not, like, I was never really sure how this hashed out in vanilla versus, like, was Red Dragon just not penalized and was like Blue Dragon 3/8? Like, you know, the comparison.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so the 4 monsters that are not penalized are the Stone Man, which has 40 agility, the Red Dragon, and the Armored Knight. And you know what? I think that's 3 monsters. It's 3 monsters.
Probably Dragon Lord to make 4.
Well, yeah, Dragon Lord. 1 and 2. There's 5.
Golem is not penalized, or Golem's penalized. I would almost expect him not to be too, because he's just there to kill you. But yeah, it's immaterial, they're slow, etc. But yeah, so it is the same tiers, it's just the highest tier monsters are equivalent to the most of Charlock. The top floor of Charlock is equivalent to Blue Dragon tier. Most caves are equivalent to, I don't know what the mid-tier is, like Wolf Lord or something, and Overworld is Slime tier.
Yeah. While we're talking here, Itstoearly is now in the final form of the Dragon Lord. Got lucky with a double attack and has, even though it came in with 9 heal mores, has another guaranteed double attack here, up to 105, and quickly counting 122. Really good shape to defeat the Dragon Lord here.
So what level's he at then? If he has 9 heal mores, either he ran an MP boosting build or he leveled to at least 17.
Using strength agility, and he's at level 16.
Wait, how is that possible? Because strength HP and strength agility should have the same MP, right? My max MP was 87.
Yeah, I think Itstoearly had to use spells somewhere.
9 is the wrong direction. I was thinking of 11. He's like, he's 1 off from what I have. How's he have an extra one? No, he has 1 fewer.
No, he had 1 less. At 176, really good position to win here.
Yeah, Dragon Lord not having sleep or heal was a good thing. With the strength I had, I don't think heal would have been too devastating unless he did it at a really high rate. But sleep would have been really bad unless I could stop spell him fast and he used it a lot.
Yeah, sleep always stinks, man. But there it is, Itstoearly defeating the Dragon Lord, and we'll walk in our runner-up. Great run from Itstoearly, finishing final time of 84 minutes.
1 hour and 24 minutes even.
So hopefully we'll have Itstoearly in here for a chat in just a few moments' time.
That seed had a lot of things about it. Like, that overworld was really spread out.
So remind me, you win 1 and 2 in the last tournament? Does that sound right?
Maybe. That sounds about right. That was a long time ago. It's kind of hard to remember.
I have
Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, he went 2-2 in the 2017 tournament.
Oh, okay. He went 2-2.
Falling to Unos, defeating Slurpy Ninja, defeating Angry Larry, and then falling to Meowth in the bonus bracket.
Okay, and now you're in the bracket phase of this tournament. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a pretty good thing. I hear a lot of grumbling about Chaos Mode. Chaos Mode is great because you don't have to memorize nearly as much stuff. You just kind of play on your gut and use all the things, and then maybe you win. Unless you get unlucky, then you don't. So, I don't know. It just kind of works out.
Yeah, it's a good point. So we say hello to Itstoearly. Good game.
Hello, good game.
Yeah, GG's. It's too early.
That was a pretty friendly seed.
Yeah, it was. So there was one thing that. So I'm just going to review the seed, if you all don't mind. Is the one big thing is that you used your magic key to get out of the throne room, and I don't know if you know this or not, but you can use your wings or cast the return spell to get out of the throne room, and you get to keep your key.
Oh, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah, and unfortunately that puts you in a little bit of a deficit, but you did make it up by finding Remolder pretty early, and you also found Erdrick's armor before AA did, so... And you got your first kill at about the same time, so it was pretty competitive until it was about 5,000 experience, and then AA was able to pull away. Because AA did have the exploration advantage besides the keys and all that. Like, for example, he found Candlin about 10 minutes before Itstoearly did. And so pretty much it was the exploration that did you in, so... I mean, that's the seed in a nutshell.
Yeah, there's no way he had his first kill about when I did, because I had my first kill in like a minute and a half or something.
I have here 2 minutes and 14 seconds is when you went from level 1 to level 3. For Itstoearly, it was about 5.5 minutes. It was about a little over a 3-minute differential.
Yeah, because like, so what I did that I guess it wasn't as decisive as I thought, because you found Cole very quickly, was that key I saved from the throne room. I used it for the Tantigal treasury, got another key back, so I was willing to save it, and the silver harp, hit the overworld, saw swamp, played harp.
Yeah, so that did work out, but still it was very competitive for a long time. Definitely, I mean, I would say, I mean, you didn't win this race, Itstoearly. You lost by 14 minutes, but I would say you definitely validated your victory over Tristal. I mean, it was a very competitive race for most of it, so well done.
Thank you. I think a bulk of that 14-minute difference was I couldn't remember where the jerk cave was at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jerk Cave and not Mountain Cave. I was a little annoyed.
Yeah, it took me, I think that the last cave I found was, oh no, Swamp Cave was the last cave I found.
Yeah, I found Swamp Cave before Mountain Cave. They were actually quite close to each other as it worked out. Rescued Gwaylin, went to the other side, looked around, discovered it was an empty continent, used return, and then basically cleared the rest of the world looking for Mountain Cave. Found Jerk Cave, which I needed to know where it was, but it wasn't what I needed at the moment.
Yeah, I guess the one advantage to finding Swamp Cave last was I knew there wouldn't be anything out the other end, so I didn't even bother to explore.
Though it wasn't that bad, because the second continent was really small.
And I was thankful that Dragon Lord was pretty low defense as well, and no sleep.
Well, so Itstoearly. You're now 1-1. So you still have one more chance to make it to the bracket phase. So what I think we're going to call them the Erdrick's advancement races. So your thoughts on that?
Well, it's certainly going to be exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of 1-in-1 races, so I don't know, at least 5 1-in-1 races. I don't know if it's more or less than that. I'm sure somebody's got the math here.
I believe that is correct. Either 5 or 6, somewhere thereabouts.
And I'm mostly just, in this tournament to have fun. I'm not expecting to win. So, have fun, learn, for example, use wings in the throne room. That's a good thing to know, so.
Yeah, or the return spell, like, usually the flow of it is, you open the 3 chests, and whether you got wings or not, you check your spell list. It's useful information, and if you see return, hey.
Yeah, I forgot to check my spells right off the bat as well. I do have a question. Did you sell the death necklace to buy the flame sword as well?
No, because my early game was much different than yours. Because, I used the harp to get early kills before I even moved off the castle. And, I explored every direction but north first, and I just had enough gold to buy the flame sword. It was only 123.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, by the time I found Cole, I was already, like, level 8. I had hurt more. Like, because I used the hurt spell to get... I mean, hurt more is what, level 4 or something early? To get up to hurt more, and then I just went on a hurt more rampage and gained a ton of levels. And then I found the armor and the sword, and I'm like, well, okay, that's cool. Let's explore the rest of the world.
Yeah, but that being said, I really like that play of selling that death necklace. With what information Itstoearly had, I really like that play of selling that death necklace to get the flame sword so you can get that first kill out of the way. I think that really helped.
Oh, 100%. If I were in that situation, I would sell that death necklace without blinking an eye. Just, my situation was different.
Right.
But even though they were different paths, they were pretty even on. I mean, looking at the different levels, I mean, there wasn't much of a differential. It didn't really... AA didn't really pull away until about level 13 and 14, as you had both reached level 13 within 3 minutes of each other. So it was pretty close, and there were a few times where the experience lead was back and forth and interweaving. I think even at one point, Itstoearly actually had hit level 8 before AA did, about a minute and 9 seconds ahead. But then it caught. It went back and forth, almost like goodness, I don't know, like a DNA double helix or something.
Well, I'll be excited to watch the replay.
Yes, indeed. All right, Burgundy, you have any more questions? We probably should wrap her up.
No, I think we're just about good to go. One thing that I did want to make note of and make sure that everybody certainly checks out coming up here is we're just a few weeks away from the big Randomania Marathon starting March 23rd and running all the way through March 31st. It's a week-long marathon, and the schedule is up on the chat. As you can check that out at horaro.org, horaro.org/randomania/2018. And you can see all the different games that are going to be featured over the course of that week-long event. And you can also check things out on Twitter at Randomizer Mania. That's another way to get all the exclusive everything going on, not just with the upcoming marathon, but everything else here on the Randomania networks.
Well, thank you again, everyone. That was a lot of fun. Thank you for the commentary. Thank you again, AA, for putting up a good game.
And thank you for a very good race. Really appreciate it. We'll look forward to seeing you in round 3.
Can't wait.
That's going to wrap things up, I believe, for here. Stay tuned a little bit later this evening here on Randomania, as we're going to have the second end of our doubleheader in a little less than an hour and a half from now. It's going to be Captain Green 7 against Azrael Ravenheart. That certainly should be a goodie. But until then, want to thank our restreamer, OPT Lawyer. Also, we had Lavkian doing some tracking here for us, and For my broadcast partner, Game Boy F9, until next time, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying, may your moves be excellent and your seeds stay classy. Good night, everyone.